So, believe it or not, on the Delica, we set this to N, not to T. The N is for normally aspirated, and you'll see on the inside here there is a little arrow right here. It looks like a number 1, and the little tip of the number 1 points to the gear that is the timing alignment. Do not use this one. Use the bottom one. As you see, it corresponds to the N on the injection pump. So what we do is when we look through the power steering pump hole at the front, this should mesh with this arrow here when it's installed. So it should look something like, oh, it's hard to turn this, but it will align kind of like this. When you look through with a mirror, this will line up with this little tip here. This will be exposed when the injection pump is installed, but you will not see these marks. You'll only see these two little ones with a little arrow point. So not the top one, the bottom one. And as we take a look inside the power steering housing, this is what you'll see, this portion of the gear. Now I have a couple of marks on here. This one I put on the timing case cover that corresponds to the gear, so that when I put it in, I just line up those two instead of having to look back in here to line up this little thing back here, because it's super hard to see. So in the future, you're going to make marks on the timing case cover that correspond to a gear that you take, whichever one you want, but mark the gear and then mark a corresponding mark on the timing case.